First I want to kind of explain my setup for today. Now, I usually, as you know, have everything set up in a spare room in my house, but it is so beautiful today, and I did not want to stay inside anymore. So, I'm so happy that it's getting closer to the end of spring, closer to summer, so it's nice and warm more consistently, and there's little bugs flying around. I live in the middle of nowhere, so there's geese and cows in the background, and some tractors, and some other noise, but I'm gonna do my best to edit those out. I've got this awesome new, I completely forgot what these are called. I'm having a brain fog moment. The sound, it protects the sound. This is crazy. I know what it's called, and I'm having trouble finding the word. But my brother and sister-in-law got this for me for my birthday a couple weeks ago. And it's one of those, like, foam wall things that protects the sound so that you don't hear quite as much of the outside noise. And it helps the sound from the actual video that I'm recording, that I want to be heard, stand out more. So with all of that being said, like I said, I am outside. There are quite a few outside noises, so it's the middle of the day. What I wanted to do today is the first part of Jeannie B's most interesting questionnaire of all time. I've been wanting to do this and meaning to do this, and I finally have a chance to. So, like I said, I'm going to do this in 2 or 3 parts. Since I am outside and there are quite a few noises at the moment, I might have to do it in 3 parts because I don't want to make one giant loud video. But again, with all of that being said, let's get started on the first part. And all I did was write these questions down on a piece of paper. I did not answer them yet, so bear with me if it takes me a while to figure out my answers. Great. Now my neighbor is mowing his lawn, so let's see how close I can get this thing. And I'm kind of on an angle, so I don't want my tripod to fall over either. Okay. Again, this is the first part of Jeannie B's most interesting questionnaire of all time. Questions. And the first part is the about you. The first question is asking what my favorite drink is. And it gives me the option of it gives me the choices that I have to pick one for each of these. So 1 hot drink, 1 cold drink, and then if a bug landed in it, would you still drink it? So my first answer for hot. Now, I tend to get a lot of hot flashes. I've had a couple of surgical procedures, and some of the medications I'm on in between the two, I get really bad hot flashes, so I don't do a lot of hot drinks usually, but when I do, I drink tea. Hot tea, and my favorite go-to teas, because I usually drink them when I'm not feeling well, are like a lemon zinger tea. It helps my throat a lot when I get a sore throat or strep or laryngitis or any of those things. And the other one would be Earl Grey. Actually, I like English breakfast as well. So it's probably a tie between English breakfast and Earl Grey. These things are right in my ear. But I definitely, lemon zinger is my favorite. So that was for the hot beverages. Even then, I still usually end up putting a couple ice cubes in it. It's more comfortable for me, but alright, so the cold drink that I like the most, and that is my favorite. I love frozen drinks, like not alcoholic drinks, but like frozen beverages, like smoothies, and I love snowballs and stuff like that. Snow cones, I guess it depends on where you live, whether you call it a snow cone or a snowball. But strawberry banana smoothies are my favorite. Really, from anywhere, most places, it's kind of hard to mess up a strawberry banana smoothie. kids, I'd probably say no. But after kids, and without having always the ability to get up and get another drink, if it was something small like a gnat, probably just like a little gnat, I don't think I would drink it with any other bug, a fly or anything, but if a gnat fell in it, I would pull it out and drink it, but that's really it. Otherwise, I would either get another drink or go thirsty, especially if I paid for it. Anyway, the next question is, who is my favorite fashion designer or brand that I would wear 5 days a week? And cost not being an issue. I might have to go inside. This is a little crazy. I don't know. I guess they're attracted to the black because I've got black everywhere and I'm wearing black. I don't know. I'm a bit ignorant to that, but I don't really have a favorite fashion designer. I am very much a bargain shopper when it comes to most things in my life, especially clothes. Target, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Walmart, all of those places. But I guess my favorite brand, that's a tough one. I've always been, though I don't live like right on the ocean or right on the beach, I've always been drawn to like Quicksilver, Hurley, Roxy, DC, all of those brands. They just tend to be more comfortable for me, especially like I said in the summers when I am hot. So I would definitely say a wardrobe of those surfer brands and skater brands would probably be my favorite. I can't really choose just one, but those would be my favorite as of now. And I like them for my kids too, again, because they get super hot and sweaty in the summer now that they're older. And as far as rash guards go and things like that, when I put them on the kids in the summer, they don't overheat, but they're protected from the sun. So yes, those would be my favorite brands currently, and I would 100% wear them and dress my kids in them 5 days a week if I did not have to pay for them, again, for comfort purposes. The third question is, what is my favorite dream destination? It would be all paid, so I wouldn't have to pay anything, and I'd have to spend 6 months there. Now, I'm thinking again in terms of family and my kids. I obviously would have to take all of them and would want to take all of them because I would miss them otherwise. And I have to say Hawaii, Maui in particular. I visited with my family when I was only about 13 years old. I might not have, actually, you know what, I think I might have only been like 11 or 12 years old. And I'm 40 now, so it's been quite a lot of years since then. But it was such a memorable trip, and one that I remember incredibly vividly. And that's saying a lot because my brothers and I got sun poisoning while we were down there, and my dad and my grandmother, she went as well. We all got sun poisoning, and my father his mom is from Puerto Rico, so I'm of Puerto Rican descent, and my grandmother is she was my step grandmother, but she is of Argentinian descent. So we are not fair skinned on that side of my family. But the sun is so much stronger there than what I am used to here in Maryland. And obviously we were kids, so it wasn't really our fault. But I think the ball might have been dropped a little bit with regard to reapplying sunscreen. But even with that, I had such an amazing time. We did snorkeling. We ended up snorkeling like in the middle of the ocean. It was one of those like not a bay. Again, I'm sorry, I can't remember, but it was like this island off of Maui, and we took a boat out there, and you could see the whales. I mean, the animals that I had never seen and have not seen since, in person. Other aside from like, the TV. But we snorkeled and we saw so many tropical fish. We saw a sea turtle, which was amazing. I mean, it was enormous, but so agile and gentle, just kind of floating along, swimming alongside of us. Now, you're not supposed to interact with them or touch them at all. They are endangered and it is illegal. Of course, there's always some idiots who try to do it, but we were not them. Again, I'm a strong proponent of being respectful of the wildlife if we expect them to be respectful to us. was not a small shark. And somebody asked, like, is this from another trip? Like, is this just an introduction or something from like showing the clips from other trips that you take it? And he said, no, we actually were swimming and snorkeling right above this tiger shark, and we had no idea, and we wouldn't have any idea had he not shown us that on the video. Which really goes to show, you know, that you need to keep your space and distance and respect the wildlife. And in a situation like that, you know, a tiger is one of the more aggressive sharks, but it was not interested in us at all. It did not even look. I mean, like I said, this has been years and years and years, but it didn't even look up at the videographer. So I don't know where he was hiding, maybe beside like a rock or some coral or something. But yeah, it was really cool. And I still tell people I swam with a shark. They don't have to know that I didn't know how far away we were. But from my understanding, it had to have been within our general vicinity because we were right off the boat. But that was amazing, and just the flowers, so just the general wildlife, the flowers, the smells. Eat a lot of raw sugar because they have the raw sugar, the sugar canes that you can literally just eat. The sugar now doesn't taste the same as, you know, manufactured white sugar, but I think it's better, and I still use raw sugar since then. In many of my drinks, like I don't usually buy white sugar if they have the raw sugar. It'll get a little expensive, so sometimes I don't, but it was amazing. I love flowers, and I love the tropics, and I've always, like I've told you in a couple of videos, I've always been drawn to the ocean, and I felt at home there, as I do when I travel to any other oceans. And that would be where my family and I would go for 6 months. Of course, all expenses paid by not us, but that would be amazing. The next question is, if you could have anyone do a makeover on you, who would it be? I have never had a makeover, nor have I ever considered a makeover. Not that I don't need one, but it's never really been on the forefront of my mind. I really don't know. That is a tough one. Maybe someone like Selena Gomez or Ariana Grande, where I'm sure they have to wear a lot of makeup, but they tend to have a more natural look, and they have a similar skin tone to mine. I have like an olive skin tone, and in the summers, I tend to get very dark, so I think that they would be able to assist with that, just knowing my skin color. I know that sounds crazy, because I don't look anything like them, but I like their style of makeup, and their hairstyles, and they just always look beautiful. I like Sarah Hyland's as well, and she actually suffers from, and I think it might have been lupus, but I'm not positive, but a pretty awful autoimmune disorder. You know what, I think it's a heart condition, but she has to be on and off steroids, and you know, has surgeries and procedures, and because of the steroids, she swells up, and it shows in her face a lot. But I've watched some of her YouTube videos and clips where she has like one of those rollers, those face rollers, to you know, eliminate the fluid buildup, and I don't think that anyone would know or recognize the difference in her face, because she's beautiful anyway, but whoever does her makeup, and if she does her makeup herself, they do an amazing job. So I'll say those three are probably my favorite: Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, and Sarah Hyland. Let's see, I'm gonna end after this question. I'm gonna wrap up the questions after this one, and then I'll come back for another one, because these bugs and these bees are driving me nuts. Not to mention the loud noises from the trucks, the mowers, and tractors, and cows and geese. So, the last question for today is, do you dance or sing? Do you really bust a move or belt it out when you're alone? 150 million% I do. I come from a very musical family. As you know, from drums to guitar to piano to singing to bass. Like, I just come from a very musical family, honestly, on both sides of my family. My mom's and my dad's, there are musicians, and my daughter is very into music as well. My son loves to dance, but my daughter, I mean, she's in dance class now. She'll be 4 soon. But I'm thinking about getting her into voice lessons as well because she's just constantly singing, and I think that she would really like to have that exposure to, really learn to sing. As like I said, she's only 4, so she's still learning tone and rhythm and stuff. But when she dances, she remembers like all the moves. She's gonna be in a recital for her first recital in about another month and a half, and she's never done dance before. This is just intro dance class, but out of like 7 kids or so, 7 or 8 kids, she's dancing point, which is right up front in the middle, which I was so impressed with. And then when I had asked about it and asked some of the other moms and just watched it, she remembers every single move, and if she doesn't remember the first time when they're rehearsing, you can see her really focusing on their instructor and how the dance instructor, and then she picks it up. So I think it would be, I do plan on keeping her in dance as long as she wants. I mean, I'm of course not going to force her into anything, but as long as she wants to do it, I will definitely keep her in dance. And I'd love to see her get some voice lessons, if they even make them for children that young, but or find somebody who could just help her, figure out tone a little bit more. But she remembers words, and she has pretty much since she's been talking. She remembers the words to every song. She remembers the words to shows and movies, and she's just kind of got that. I don't know if it would be a photographic memory. I guess it could be, but she just remembers stuff like that. My son has an amazing memory, but with different things. They're very different, and that's awesome. They're into different things, and I love that because it keeps, they need that, I think, to have their own interests, because they're basically like twins. They're 11 months apart, so they are constantly together and share a lot of common things. They have a lot of things in common and everything, so I think it's nice for them to each have their own separate little lives as well. But I'm constantly singing, like I belt it out, and now that my daughter is, old enough and she's remembering more words and stuff, we sing together, and it's so much fun. And neither of us, like her lack of, like, she does not care who's around, neither does he really. I love that. They've got so much confidence, and we'll just go dance and sing anywhere, and it's amazing. And that really rubs off on me and puts things into perspective for me, that they can do it. There's no reason I can't do it, and I want them to grow up with that confidence and always have that confidence. And I feel like if I'm cowering and getting embarrassed about things like that, I think kids feed off of that energy, and I don't want them to ever have that feeling. So if they want to dance and sing, and they ask me to dance and sing with them, I am absolutely going to do it with them, no matter where we are, for the most part, as long as it's appropriate. That's like, if we're at a somber event, which they really aren't at this age, wouldn't be appropriate for an adult to dance and sing necessarily, but 99.9% of the time, I'm going to be right there with them if they want me to. Anyway, guys, I do hope that this does not require a voiceover. If it does, I will have to make do somehow. But thank you again for joining me for this impromptu setup, but a planned video that I've been wanting to do for a while. Please, if you have not already, make sure you're checking out Jeannie B ASMR, Gentle Whispering ASMR, Whispers Red ASMR, GB ASMR, Ray Moon ASMR. Those are the big ones that I've followed for years. I will also tag additional artists who I've newly discovered thanks to, mostly thanks to Jeannie B ASMR, who recommended them, and they are just awesome, so I will also tag them at the bottom of the description as well. But I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye-bye.